right, everybody. Welcome to Second to None. We are here tonight to discuss the SEC basketball tournament. Give some outtakes and some hot takes on that. We're going to touch on our thoughts on what's going to happen with the NCAA bracket, who's going to get in, who's not going to get in. I'm your host tonight. I'm the Vanderbilt fan. I was the last one standing among everybody on this show tonight. I'm joined by my good buddy from Arkansas.
Yeah. How are you guys doing? I'm George. I thought you were going to say my name and then you just quit. So, yeah, my name is George, and great to be here. And I'm joined by my good buddy down there with the Chiefs hat on because he lost a bet because he decided to say that Auburn was going to just destroy Arkansas, and we all know that didn't happen. So he gets to wear a red hat tonight. Go ahead.
My name's Kenneth, and I represent Auburn.
And together we are Second to None. We're here tonight to have a good time. I'm kind of subdued tonight because I'm in a different location. I kind of have to watch my tone a little bit. But we're going to get it started real quick. Last week there was a bet made that of all of our teams, we had Kentucky, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, and Auburn all in the same bracket. And whoever was the last team standing, everybody else had to wear the name of that school of some kind. So if you notice, our Arkansas guy says "Anchor down, y'all." Our Auburn fan is saying "Anchors down."
Whatever.
He does not like the fact that Auburn lost to Vanderbilt and stayed in Nashville a whole lot less longer than what Vanderbilt did. But that's okay because I'm here for it.
Hey.
So I know you guys went to head to head. So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, let's go back to the Auburn-Arkansas game. Arkansas showed up to play. Auburn didn't. Let's just be honest. Okay? It's like that. Let's walk through the whole tournament. Alabama showed up to play until today, squeaked it out at the end because of Brandon Miller again. Okay? Then you got Vanderbilt that put all their energy into beating Kentucky.
Yeah.
And let A&M roll them today. And A&M's, right now, I'm going to say it, out of everybody, is the hottest team. They're playing on a mission.
Yeah. I have to agree. Yeah. They're probably the hottest.
Right now, and they're the hottest team.
I see.
Yeah, I agree. And I'd say about the same thing. I mean, it's a crying shame that, none of us could have lasted a little longer. But in regards to the Auburn-Arkansas game, I mean, truth be told, I didn't know how that game was going to go. It was a toss-up. It was going to be a tough matchup regardless. And I was shocked to see us actually hit some free throws because that's been our problem all year. So I was pleased with the intensity that they came out with. And Anthony Black put on a show. And Nick Smith was, again, I said it in the first show that I joined, that I thought that at the end of the year, Nick Smith would start coming on, and he is. He is the player that everybody thought he was.
That's correct.
Is it going to be enough? Who knows? But really, honestly, truly, Ken, to be honest with you, if we both get in the tournament, we get some extra rest. I don't think it's going to make any difference at all on the SEC tournament. So,
well, here's my take going forward. Auburn's out. Yes, I like A&M the way they're. Okay, Miss Linda, I agree with you on this. The only thing is, I knew from the start of the Kentucky-Vanderbilt game that Kentucky was not going to win it. Vanderbilt come out on a whole nother mission. It's like,
what do you watch?
I feel like Stackhouse had them prepared to let's beat Kentucky and then rest, hoping that's going to get us in. And it should. Should Vanderbilt get in? Yes.
Okay,
But we don't. But the thing, hold on.
I have to ask, Kenneth, what did you watch? Because Kentucky started that game out with a 10-point lead early.
At the beginning, yeah.
No. There was the intensity. The players' intensity. Vanderbilt come out. The intensity Vanderbilt had. I knew, you could tell by the way Kentucky was playing.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky's done that all year. They'll come out strong and then they fall off.
Mm-hmm.
It's been there. It's been there. Oh, so now on to this. I think Vanderbilt deserves in? Yes. Do I agree with the way that they decide who gets in? No. The net ranking to me is stupid because
it's broken.
Because you face something like Vanderbilt's facing, A&M faced it last year. Your net ranking's not high enough to get you in, but you've done more than, I say, a third of the field's going to be this year. So I think, and we talked about this a little before, I think that it should be off a little bit. I hate to bring it in a little bit, bring a little football into it. The strength of your schedule and your RPI.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel.
But RPI is broken too.
But it's not as bad as the net.
Yeah. And I agree. The net is broken, and the national perception is there's a problem there because
been a problem.
All of the reporting today on last night's UK Vanderbilt game says that Vanderbilt upset UK. Well, we beat them 2 out of 3. I think that says the better team won. I don't view that as an upset.
I understand why they called it an upset. Do I agree?
They call it upset because Kentucky's ranked.
Kentucky's ranked. It's just like what was the other game? Mississippi. Who did Alabama demolish in the first game? Mississippi State.
Yes.
Yeah.
Made them look really, really bad.
Yeah. And then Alabama come out today and look like. Sure, if they play like that tomorrow, Texas A&M gonna drag them. Just gonna say it out there like that. If Alabama comes out playing tomorrow, like they did today, Texas A&M would drag them.
Do you think that Missouri had anything to do with that?
Missouri looked tough.
Chris,
it's called Alabama played bad and not Missouri played really, really good.
Well, okay. Let me ask you this, Chris. What was the score? I can't look it up, but what was the score the first time Alabama played Missouri this year?
I think it was a 10-point game.
Okay, the second time.
Today was the second time.
I don't think they played each other.
What was it?
About a 10-point game, I think. I hadn't been able to watch today. Unfortunately, I think
it was like 10 points. So, Alabama played Missouri. Is Missouri that good? I don't know. We'll see.
They just match up. They just match up.
I was about to say.
Sometimes it's about matchups. Had Arkansas beat Texas A&M yesterday, I think that's a more favorable matchup for Vanderbilt than Texas A&M was.
Okay.
Because we have the guard play. Well, A&M can match us with the guard play.
Yeah, okay, they hang on defense.
And then without Liam, we had no post presence.
That is true. Okay, so let me ask you this, Chris and George. Everybody knows they select tomorrow afternoon at like 2:33, 4, whenever it is. Yep. It's like literally the SEC championship game's over and they're selecting.
Yep.
Okay, so after this, selection. Let's. Who do you think, Chris and George, makes it the fourth inside the SEC
Yeah.
with the way that everybody's playing right now?
I could see Missouri making a run. I think Texas A&M can make a run.
Yeah.
So let me ask you
It
this:
depends on
Alabama.
where Arkansas is seated and where they start at. Because if they get seated and have to play number one Houston as soon as out the gate, then
Houston will
yeah,
run
we got a
them.
problem.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna get a 16 seed. I don't see it. I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you.
If we get
There's
beat,
only
well,
one team.
let me tell you where we're projected. These are the four teams that are projected in Birmingham right now. Houston is a 1 seed. Kentucky is a 16 seed. Arkansas is an 8 seed, and Illinois is a 9 seed. That's according to ESPN.
Hold on. Kentucky is a 16 seed against number one Houston. That's an upset
Yep.
waiting to happen.
That is the projection right now.
That is
Updated as of right now on ESPN.
That is an
They're
upset
projected
waiting
to
to
go
happen.
against. Well, and of course it's projection, so it's not set in stone. But that's where they're projected to be, which means Arkansas would play the 9 seed Illinois as
Y'all
the
can
first
beat
game
them.
in the tournament.
Y'all can beat them.
We'll see. Depends on which team comes out and which can hit free throws.
Okay.
And I'm going to be honest. We may have beaten Kentucky twice out of 3 meetings, but there's no way Kentucky's a 16. No
Be
way.
very, very tough.
Here's
Very,
my
very
thing.
tough.
There's only one team in the SEC I could see being a 16 seed.
Would that be one of the teams that lost to Vanderbilt?
No. Well, hold on.
Mississippi State?
Yeah.
I think
In my opinion, from top to bottom, Alabama's a 1, Tennessee's a 2.
Tennessee's not a 2.
3.
No.
We'll see. I don't know. I believe they're going to get a 2 or 3.
The way
Tennessee's projected as a 3.
Okay, a
way-
3.
Right now.
Okay, but the problem I have with that is the way they've fallen off
Well, I
the
agree.
last 3 weeks. They're
I agree.
not
I
a
agree.
3 seed. They're not a 3 seed.
Yeah,
They're
see,
not playing like a 3 seed.
they're not playing like one, but it's they don't look at that. They're looking at their
Mhm.
net and their RPI and all that. That's stupid. Because really and honestly, the hottest team in college basketball right now, and I hate to say this,
Texas
is
A&M.
no, not in college, not all the way across college basketball. No, they're not.
Who do you think it is?
The hottest team in college basketball right now is Kansas.
Kansas.
How in the heck did you see what they did to Texas this afternoon?
Texas lost to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't Texas lose to Arkansas too?
Okay. I don't remember. I don't think
I
so.
thought Arkansas. I don't remember that one. I don't
No,
know.
Texas blew the doors off of us in an exhibition game before we started. I mean, like it was like 118 to 72
But
or
then
something
again,
like that
but
because
then
it
again,
didn't matter.
there's issues at Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they've played the entire year. Well, 2/3 of the year without a coach.
Well, let's
Mhm.
answer this. I know you're not going to want to hear this. The team that Vanderbilt lost to at the beginning of the year, they keep throwing it up in Vanderbilt's face. GCU and all them boys.
We didn't
What's
lose to
the
GCU.
huh?
We didn't lose to Grand Canyon.
I didn't say I know that. I'm just saying that's not the one that you keep throwing you first. Well, we lost the quad 4. Yeah, okay, big deal. They're hot. GCU's hot. Is this the year that we see a Cinderella make it?
Okay, let's address that.
Maybe.
Our quad 4 loss went 22-7 in the regular season.
Yeah, and had the best conference record in their record in their season.
And they won their conference.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of our quad 3 losses, which is we've got 2 quad 3 losses. One of them is in the tournament.
Correct.
Yeah. I know.
And they're going to punish us for that.
They might.
Let's
That's
see.
the problem. They might.
They might. That's what it's looking like.
It's pretty bad because you got. So let's go. So I've got the bracket pulled up here, the projection bracket.
Well, they got Auburn
So
protected.
Auburn's coming in as a 9 seed, playing in Des Moines with Kansas, Grambling State, Iowa, Auburn. Iowa would play Auburn as an 8. Auburn would play Iowa as a 9 seed.
So the second game would be Auburn and Kansas.
So wait a
Yep.
minute. I want to go there.
Let's go there.
Our quad 4 loss was to Grambling State.
And they're 16 seed.
I want Auburn to play Grambling State and then talk your junk when they beat your tails, just like Vanderbilt did.
Okay, but hold on. They got to play Kansas first. Here's the thing about it.
Which,
that's the matchup I want to see.
Yeah,
because
I want to
honestly,
remind everyone, it's just a projection, but that's the official projection is that Auburn would be a 9 seed playing in the Midwest.
Hey, so hold on. This is directed at you, Chris.
Okay.
What happened last time? Hey, I know. Oh, it was 8 years ago. Yeah. But yes, here we go.
I agree with that, Josh.
I agree with that. But anyway.
Thank you, Josh.
Agreed. We all agree with that.
Tip of the cap.
Thank you, Josh.
But here's what I'm going to say. What's happened the last 2 times that Auburn's met Kansas in the postseason? Chris?
Because you bring it up, you probably beat them.
Correct. 2019 was the first. Went through that gauntlet of him. Oh, whoa. Oh, they're the true blue bloods. Kentucky's the true blue bloods. North Carolina. Look, say what you want.
And
that's Kansas.
Auburn is not the same team that were in 2015.
North Carolina.
You're not
Kentucky. All of them in the postseason has losing records against Auburn. So that matchup does not bother me.
But you're not the same team.
You're correct. But let's
and neither are they.
Hold on, Chris. Let's go there with this. Out of the last 6 years, who's won 4 of the tournaments?
Out of the last 6 years, you've lost to Vanderbilt 4 times.
Shut your mouth, Chris. I didn't say that. Yeah, we might have lost you, but we've won 4 of the 6 last tournaments too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we only had 1 great team. Oh, and by the way, so I put this out there. Since Bruce Pearl's been at Auburn, Auburn has made at least a Sweet 16 every year.
You got Bruce Pearl. You should.
You should if you have Bruce Pearl. Yeah.
So
he's out
so
here,
here's what I'm saying. With the projected matchup that he gave, Auburn takes out Kansas.
Yeah.
You got to make it past Iowa.
Yes, don't go there. Don't go there. Who beat Iowa by 50?
Doesn't matter.
That matters.
I don't
care.
That matters a lot. By 50. Alabama beat by 57.
Yeah, that woke y'all up.
So here,
it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun.
Let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
We had some postseason awards come out this week.
Oh God.
Do you agree with Defensive Player of the Year?
Defensive Player of the Year.
You want my honest answer, Chris?
I asked.
Okay. Yes, he deserves it. But my problem with it is, just like a couple other awards, certain players was left out. And I'm going to leave it at that. They should have been in it.
I agree.
So
because I'm going to tell you this. You're talking about Liam winning the Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to give. Let me go say this before I say what I have to say. don't want none of y'all to think that I'm putting the kid down. The kid is good.
Mhm.
Kid's
Okay.
good, yeah.
But what I have to say about this is there was certain players that was left out of that ballot
Who got left out of the ballot?
that deserved to be on there.
The coaches voted on it.
Yeah, well, coaches, well, okay. You want to bring it up? Let's bring it up. What about what's his name from I can't think of the boy's name now. He was from
Missouri.
Missouri. Not even on the ballot.
He
Stats just
was
as good.
he was on the ballot.
Well, there was one of them. There was one of them. There was one of them today when Vanderbilt was playing that they were like that he has the same. Huh?
You're talking about Oscar Sheboy being left off of the Naismith ballot.
This was a defensive player because when Vanderbilt was playing today, I was watching it. The commentators they put Lim on there.
Okay, but listen, they were talking about the guard from Missouri that tied for second, or he was second in the nation in steals, not getting defensive player of the year. The coaches voted on this. Here's the thing. Liam Robbins had more blocked shots than the point guard from Missouri had steals.
Okay, so I hate to live in the past, but here we go. Why, if you want to use that scenario, then Chris, why didn't Walker Kessler get it last year when he had more blocks than every team in the SEC combined together? That's a proven fact.
Who, Liam Robbins?
I'm talking about Walker Kessler from Auburn last year had more blocks than every SEC team combined, and didn't get it.
I'm not buying that.
Pause just for a minute because we got a comment asking about who projected UK to be a 16 seed. I looked it up at ESPN, by the way, just whoever asked that.
Yes,
yeah, excellent question.
I just looked
Thanks
up the
for that
ESPN
question,
projection is what it was.
Yeah, we got 2 or 3 SEC teams they're going to put in a 16 seed. Is what they're saying. But, here's my problem. They're already talking about you're going to have 9 to 10 out of the Big 12 make it in.
7.
Okay, yeah, they won that challenge this year. But when it all rides down to the end, we'll see who's standing. I mean, I'm just saying. Somebody at the SEC is going to make a run. It's going to be
Alabama.
No.
Missouri.
No. It's going to be there's going to be, and I've said it for a couple of weeks. I believe Calipari's playing.
My gosh.
Here we go.
I'm sorry. No, I messed up. It is a 7 seed. I'm sorry.
What?
It's a 7 seed. Kentucky will be projected as a 7 seed. I was looking at it wrong. I just realized it's Northern Kentucky I was looking at. Sorry. 7 seed. Sorry. I am so sorry.
That'll be okay. Here we go. I've said it for a month now. In the end of the day, you cannot count a Kentucky, an Auburn, Vanderbilt if they get in. You can't count us out of this tournament. And the reason why is coaches.
So, do we agree on SEC Coach of the Year? Being co-coaches, Stackhouse and Buzz.
I agree on
based on the performance, yeah. I'd say.
On the performance, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what does Dennis Gates?
Honestly,
does Dennis Gates have an argument?
Stack should have took it by himself. That what he's done in such a short span of time, he deserved it all by his lonesome. I get Buzz Williams is a great coach. Don't get me wrong. Texas A&M is a great program, but what Stackhouse did with Vanderbilt, that's a big deal.
I mean,
I don't like these co-SEC. Whatever.
I don't like the co-crap either. It should be one or the other.
He did get his team to respond the way you want them to respond when they get a beat down like they took with Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's something to be said for that.
Mm-hmm.
And full disclosure, I was one of the loud ones on Twitter that
All right, we know that, buddy.
that wanted Stackhouse fired after the Alabama loss, because at that point you're sitting at 16-45 in your tenure in the SEC. You're 16-45. That gets you fired at any Power 5 school in the nation.
Well, see,
and you're coming off a 57-point drub that could have easily been 67, and they called the dogs off. So at that point, I wanted him fired. And I'm so thankful and grateful, and I've enjoyed this ride. I think he's earned himself a reprieve, and to get that team to play at the level it did at the end of the year, coming off of that, I think he 100% did deserve to be in there.
All right, so Chris, here we go. You talked about it earlier in the week. I'm fixing to throw it at you now.
Okay.
Does he leave for Chapel Hill?
No.
You don't think so?
He's already spent more time at Vanderbilt than he ever did at Chapel Hill.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Chris. Let's just get right down to what it's going to be about. You ready? Is Vanderbilt going to give him the money to stay?
Why wouldn't they? They just extended him They just extended him last year with no basis for the extension.
It's just a question, because it is rumored that he's going to Chapel Hill.
They haven't even fired Hubert Davis yet, who, by the way, just took North Carolina to the national championship last year. They're not firing Davis.
Okay, we'll see.
So he's been there 2 years. He took him to the national championship his first year. Why would you fire him? I don't understand that. No, he's not going to Chapel Hill.
Okay.
And I base that on, we've already given him an extension. And he's been at Vanderbilt longer than he was at North Carolina already.
Okay. I understand your point.
He's more vested in Vanderbilt.
Let's hope so.
That's why I was supposed to go. I hope you're right, Chris. But in the end of the day, I'm gonna. I hate talking about this.
UNC has this right here. And I know Vanderbilt does too, but
it ain't even. I'm supposed to bring up somebody. I know. I can't say I hate the man. I very, very despise this man. And it's the situation with Vanderbilt reminds me a lot of the situation that happened with him. And it went like this. Hey, are you leaving LSU to go to Miami? No, I'm invested in LSU.
There's no comparison.
Oh, there's comparison.
No,
because it's the same situation, Chris. Oh, are you leaving Miami to go to Alabama? No, I'm invested.
There's no comparison.
How?
Number one,
it's the same situation.
Number one, North Carolina job's not even open.
Wrong sport. No,
yet. Look, they would not have leaked this if something wasn't fixing to happen.
It's the fans saying it.
Well, at the end of the day, the fans is what pays their salary. Because clearly, example, look what happened in Auburn.
Timeout. The University of North Carolina is not going to fire Hubert Davis. It just took them to the national championship last year and had them on the verge of getting back into the NCAA.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think that's going to happen this year.
They're not moving.
Okay. Maybe not. Maybe so. We don't know. We'll see.
You might want it because Jerry Stackhouse just whooped your tail.
Oh, I want him back next year. I want Jerry Stackhouse back next year.
Are you sure?
Yes, because let me go. I'm for this. You want to go there? I'm going to tell you why. Next year.
Time out.
Too early to go.
No, ain't no time out here, Chris. Next year, there's going to be no talk about this crap. Auburn not having a pure shooter. Because if you go on my Southern Boys page and look at what I posted today, it's the the 5, and listen to this number, the 5 commitments that Bruce Pearl has for next season. Okay?
Cool. Yep.
One of them right now is projected to be the best player in college basketball next year, just like Brandon Miller is this year, even though he got screwed.
So
We'll
let me
see.
put the brakes on that real quick. I don't care how many 5 stars you get. When you have senior leadership and experience, I'm taking that all day long over a 5-star. If you
Okay,
don't
so let me
believe-
ask you this.
Wait, let me finish. If you don't believe me, ask Mr. George sitting here. What happens
Yep.
when you come running into Vanderbilt with a bunch of 5 stars playing a bunch of upperclassmen?
True.
I know
True.
what you're talking about. So
We
let me ask you this.
clown
You talk about awards.
So let me remind you, we have a senior on the 2 seniors on the roster.
Okay, we got 2 seniors on the roster next.
Quentin Meloria Brown
Okay.
and Ezra Mannion.
Okay.
Shut down your best player.
Who, Auburn?
Yes, shut down Willie Green like he was a high school kid.
Green short. But here's the thing, Chris.
Both
Here-
have already both have already announced that they're coming back next year. You don't want that music.
Hold on, Chris. Auburn's got 2 seniors coming back next year. Yeah, we're losing Franklin. We're losing Green. We're getting Caldwell back. We're getting Broom back. Both of them are seniors. So hold on. Your 2
Didn't you
seniors,
just
my 2
prove-
seniors. But here's where I was going with this. Last
I
year.
know you're excited that you've got some good recruits coming in. Everybody has good recruits.
I was bringing this because you brought up awards. This is where I was headed with this. Are you ready? Last year, Jabari Smith, freshman, outstanding stats, made it. Okay, got the award.
Oscar was better
Oh,
all day long.
no. But let me go where I'm going with this. Brandon Miller. I hate, everybody in the world knows this when watching this podcast. I hate Alabama. I hate them with a passion.
No.
I refuse to
We
pull.
would have never guessed.
But here's the thing for it. Brandon Miller has better stats, better percentages than Jabari Smith had last year and was not even put on the ballot. Explain it to me. Explain to me what one year difference has
What
to
are
make.
you looking at?
Calm down before you break your laptop or phone or golly.
Kenneth,
Jeez.
what are you looking at?
Go look at Brandon Miller's stats this year versus Jabari Smith.
Brandon Miller became the first player ever to win Freshman of the Year and Player of the Year in the SEC.
Okay, I'm talking about national awards. He ain't even on the freaking ballot. How can you say that? For
Oscar's not on it either.
No.
Brandon Miller's a lot better than Oscar. Next.
Okay, the defending National Player of the Year is not even a finalist.
Okay.
Whoever came up with this finalist list for the Naismith Award is a fool. Everybody agrees with that because you left off the 2 best players in America.
Yep.
And see, I don't even know who picks these awards. I tried to find that out. I tried to Google that today.
It's a committee.
It's some committee that somebody made up a long time ago.
That's retarded.
Who knows? But there's a comment Chloe just posted. Brandon Miller shouldn't even be playing, which is why he was probably not put on the bracket. I get what you're saying, Chloe. That's a tough one.
I get.
Okay, Chloe.
Okay. Now listen, this is a great time to bring this up because did y'all see what I posted in the chat? Did y'all see what I posted in our messenger? Because there's a picture floating around, and I wish I had it to throw up in here of some Alabama fans walking around with shirts that say "Killing it for the SEC." I'm like, oh my,
that was bad.
Oh yeah,
So,
now that the NCAA said they'll be kicked out if anybody's wearing them shirts, and I'm like, guys, know when to hold them, and that's not that.
That's horrible.
Right. I love you, Chloe, but I have to disagree because number one, the authorities have said that they've looked into it, they've tracked the text message, and they can't even prove that he even opened the text message that he got. They don't even know that he looked at a text message. He had no idea there was a gun in his car because he didn't look at the text message.
That's what they're saying.
And once he found out that something went down, he voluntarily turned over his own dash cam that implicated his teammate. He's done nothing wrong. And I have no problem with him playing. Should Alabama have handled it different and kept him out for a game or two? Certainly. But I have no problem with him playing now with the facts being what they are.
I agree. Hey, Chris will tell you. Chris will tell you, Chloe, when it first broke, I was gung-ho about him not playing.
But I think everybody was.
And once it come out, and not even that, he turned over the dash cam. He let him search his apartment at free will. He gave them let him search his car, let him go through everything that the kid had to be tough on him. Do I agree with the way Alabama handled it? No. Do I agree that he should play? Yes. Because at this point, now that the evidence is out there, he has done nothing wrong. The only thing that you could say was a text message, but now they're saying that he didn't even read it. He was headed that direction anyway.
Yeah, and that's tough. I mean, we can speculate all day long, but the problem is you have to have proof to put some kind of judgment on somebody, and there's not enough proof to say that Brandon was involved. Do I think there's more to the story? Absolutely. Is there enough to prove that there's more to the story? Absolutely not. So it just kind of is what it is.
This isn't the same situation. A few years back, there was a horrible incident that happened at Vanderbilt. We had a wide receiver that was projected to be a first-round draft pick, Chris Jones. Ended up getting kicked out of the program and had charges filed because he got a text message that contained a certain video. And instead of reporting that he got it, he deleted it and stayed quiet. So they charged him with covering up evidence.
Oh, Ken, good, you're back.
So this is nothing compared to that.
No.
Brandon Miller's done nothing wrong.
Not at all.
Chris Jones has lost his entire possible NFL career that might have been coming. You know, two different situations.
Yep.
So, and speaking of coaches moving around, I saw earlier that Rick Pitino might be going to St. John's. I think that would be a good fit, I think.
Yes.
So,
well, they just got rid of Will Anderson, so.
And I know that there's a lot of speculation and rumors out there about Ole Miss hiring a certain coach that is currently toxic at best. Do you think anybody else in the SEC makes a move?
Go ahead and say his name first.
Let me think about this. Any other thing gonna make a coaching move this year?
Yes. Will it be the school dismissing a coach and moving on, or will it be a coach resigning and moving on?
All right, so I'm gonna put this out there. I know Chris is supposed to give me backlash. I believe if they fire, I forget dude's name, in North Carolina, Stackhouse goes back to North Carolina. And here's where I'm going with this. Vanderbilt is going to make a push to try to bring in. Don't know who, but it's going to cause some strife because they're going to go after somebody major.
That's clearly nothing that Vanderbilt has ever done before.
Yeah, well, they're not going to bring in some crap. Come on, Chris.
If a move was made at Vanderbilt, I'm looking
That's
at
a big if.
Yeah, it's a big if. That's the only school I can see doing it.
Is it Florida Atlantic or Florida International?
It's Florida International.
That's really good this year.
It's Florida International.
You don't think Mississippi State and you don't think they have
No.
Not one year with Chris Jans.
I don't think they fired.
I don't think so either. I don't think that basketball is that big of a deal to Mississippi State for it to be that. I mean, you think if Mississippi State after a one year guy comes in for the football program and does as bad as this guy has done.
Chris Jan's done really, really well there though. He's got him. Yeah, he's got him on the bubble of the tournament.
Bubble of the tournament, yeah. I mean, I guess you're right. They were.
If there was any school,
really, they were a little bit better before, but yeah.
If there's any school going to fire a coach, it's going to be South Carolina.
That's another first-year coach.
But I don't see that happening either. No. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
So Florida's got a first-year coach. South Carolina's got a first-year coach.
Mississippi State,
Georgia, Mississippi State, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's 5 schools of 14.
I don't think there's going to be movement.
I think everybody else is safe.
Yep.
So let's talk about this. Next year, may not be next year. Yes, it is. Next year's basketball season includes. How do I put this? Includes these, and then
next year. Don't.
It's not going to be next year.
Nope.
Because I know they were talking about the basketball programs coming over next year.
2024 school year.
All right, so we got another year without them. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I mean, there aren't going to be anything anyway. They got problems in Texas. We don't even need to talk about Texas right now.
Ooh, I like that.
They got some issues.
Bring him out of retirement. Play that music.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bring that comment back up so I can finish reading it.
Jay Wright out of retirement at a private school with his resume.
Yeah. Look, though, there's one thing that I have to say to you, Chris. As much strife as I've given you, as much messing with you as I do, I will have to say this. Year in and year out, there's about one thing y'all can count on in Vanderbilt. It's having a decent basketball team.
Mm-hmm. Well, and baseball. You got.
Well, we talking basketball. I'm just saying.
I mean, the notion that Vanderbilt has this downtrodden program. Yes, we've had 4 bad years.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but we've also been to 14 NCAA tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most in the end, Kentucky's the most in the SEC. I saw a graphic on it earlier today.
Yeah.
But Vanderbilt's right in that mix.
Vanderbilt's good, but I give you cake, but they do got a good basketball program.
Matter of fact.
But since you wanted to bring up baseball, George.
Well, I'm going to bring up baseball.
Yeah, no, you bring it up. I want to say it now. My Tigers have lost 1 game all year and can't even get in the top 25. Just saying.
Depends on who you play. That's a whole nother ball game.
Flat Rats monkey. There's teams in the top 25 that's lost 4 games already.
So here's your numbers. Kentucky's got 60. Arkansas's got 34. Missouri's got 27. LSU's 24. Tennessee's 24. Alabama 23. Florida 22. Vanderbilt 15. A&M 14. Georgia 12. Auburn 11. Mississippi State 11. Ole Miss 9. South Carolina 9.
This is how many times they've been in the tournament, right?
Yes.
Hey, you want to hear something funny about that? About Auburn's stat? 6 of them 11 has
Under
been
Bruce
since
Pearl.
Bruce Pearl's been there.
Well, of course. Rightfully so.
I mean, when you got
And he's supposed to go dancing again this year.
when you got assistants like Chuck Person out here,
Hey, don't bring it up.
kids.
No, here.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had a barbecue lately?
Yeah, I was about to say, anybody cook some hamburgers, some steaks.
Hey, I will bring this out there.
Does he
I
know
will.
his wife?
I'm just saying it is okay.
Oh man, that's great.
You gotta have fun with it.
Yeah. Let's I'm gonna say something earlier. And I tried to look it up, I couldn't find it, but how about the SEC being the second conference with the most teams in the big tournament? I mean, that is for the past what? Let's go back 10 years. How many teams or how many SEC teams got in the tournament on an average basis?
2 to 3.
On average?
10 years
Yeah,
ago,
on
2 to
average.
3.
Yeah, like 2, 3, 4, 5 at best.
Over the 10-year average, I think it's 6 or 7.
6 or
10
7.
years ago, we wasn't.
Well, on the
maybe
10-year average, I think it's 6 or 7.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's an average. But I'm talking, okay, so let's do this. Talking about that, you're right, George. So, 2016.
So
8.
right now,
Okay, Joshua. Right now, there's 8.
I think there's 7 locks and 2 on the bubble.
The Big Ten.
We know for fact. We know for fact. Alabama's in, Tennessee's in, Kentucky's in, let's see, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, A&M, Arkansas, Auburn. They got Vanderbilt on the bubble.
Yeah,
they got
Mississippi State on the bubble.
Mississippi State on the bubble, and there's one more team in. Missouri.
Yeah.
Missouri. Yep.
So you got Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri.
7 locks and 2 bubbles.
Yeah, 7 locks and 2 bubbles. Which hold on, which is the same amount. If we get one of the 2 bubbles, we will put just as many teams in the dance as the Big 12 will.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Here's where I was going with this, because in the conference breakdown, you got the Big 10 with 9, you got the SEC with 8, you got Big 12 with 7, the ACC with 5, and the Big East and Pac-12 have 5 and 4. So you talking about ACC and Big 12? The SEC has more teams than both of them. That's a pretty big accomplishment. And what it tells me is, and the reason I said 10 years is because basketball, yes, it was important, but did they put as much into it as they have the last couple of years? And I don't think they have. I think they've really been pushing SEC basketball to be as competitive as the ACC or the Big 12 or the Big 10 or whatever. Especially with all these, I guess where I was going with this, with all these Big 10, Big 12, SEC championship tournaments at the beginning of the year, trying to square off. It's putting the big boys against the big boys, and I like it. I like how SEC basketball is.
No.
Vanderbilt is in, so 8.
Josh, you're wrong.
On the bubble.
Vanderbilt, Mississippi State. Vanderbilt and who? They're bubble teams.
Yeah.
Yes, Vanderbilt should be in.
This I did get right. Vanderbilt is on the bubble. They're actually listed under the first 4 out, with Oklahoma State, Nevada, Clemson, and Vanderbilt.
But here's one for you. At the end of the day, at and this is all anybody that listens to this, all I'm asking for.
Yeah.
If you're gonna screw Vanderbilt, at least give them the chance to be one of them 8 teams to play to get in.
Well, I'll say this. If
They
Vanderbilt
won't
does
do
not
that
get
deal.
in, if Vanderbilt gets an NIT bid, they win the NIT.
They will be.
Yeah, well, I'll put that out there now. Yeah, they'll win NIT hands down.
It'll be
They'll
the
be the number
same
1
situation as Texas A&M last year. If Vanderbilt does not get in and they go to NIT, they will demolish the NIT, just like A&M did.
I think it'd be Vanderbilt and UNC in the finals.
Yep. And the UNC is not UNC.
No,
Not at all.
not this year.
Mm-mm.
So,
But I'm just saying, as a whole, SEC basketball has come a long way.
A long, long way.
Really, really has.
So, wanted to touch on this real quick as we get ready to end this one off.
Mm-hmm.
We will do a show Monday night. I think Kenneth gets off work around 7:30 or so.
Yep.
We'll probably do it about 8 o'clock or 8:30.
Well, I'd push 8:30, but I'll let you know, Chris.
8:30 would be perfect.
Because I might get off early Monday, so I don't know. It depends on some stuff.
Okay.
So if I get off early, I'll text you.
So now that I can finish, what we're going to do is whoever gets on the show on Monday night will reveal who they have winning their championship. And we're going to reveal a little competition among all of your presenters that's going to have some fun. And we look forward to sharing that with you. I'm sure we all have somebody different in mind who we think is going to win it. A lot of it will depend on the breakdowns, who gets seated what and where and when. So that's going to be fun. But we look forward to being back on here Monday night and discussing our brackets with you. Do y'all have anything else you want to get off your chest real quick?
Let me go ahead and say this. I'm going to lose the bracket thing on the simple sheer fact that I do not care. I don't care how many of y'all out there hate me. Do not care. I refuse to pick Alabama to win a game. Yeah, they might win 1 or 2, but I just can't do it. Sorry. They're going to kill my bracket. Don't care. I won't even pick them to play. I'm sorry. Just can't do it. So I automatically going to lose the bracket.
Okay.
But I will pick the national champion.
If you don't pick Alabama, you can't pick a national champion, can you?
Alabama's not going to win the national championship. Kansas repeats. Be the first team to repeat since Florida did it in 06, 07.
Now,
I went on and said it.
Now, what I want to happen is I don't want to lose a Final Four team on the second game of the entire tournament.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this, Chris. You better not put Alabama there. Because you might lose them second weekend. I got to look at the bracket first. Because I'm telling you now, I'm putting this out there now. If Gonzaga gets put in Alabama bracket, every one of y'all in the nation can kiss Alabama goodbye. They're going to kill all y'all's brackets.
I'm not sold on Gonzaga.
The big man plays there. The big man plays to beat Alabama. I'm not sold that they're going to make it past the first weekend. I just got to look at the bracket.
What I'm saying, depending on the bracket, who gets seated, what, where, and when, could be.
So, Chris, is our deal still on though?
If Alabama gets a 1 or a 2 seed, they're not going to be anywhere near Gonzaga. So, it don't matter.
Is our deal still on, Chris?
What's that?
About what I said 3 weeks ago. Because tomorrow's Selection Sunday. You can't change it after tomorrow.
That I think Alabama goes farther in the tournament than Kentucky.
Yep.
I haven't changed my position on that yet.
Okay. So our deal is still on, right?
We have a bunch of Kentucky fans in the chat over here
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure most of them agree with me that Kentucky's not
some of
going
y'all,
to go as
while
far
we're
as
live,
Alabama.
real quick, some of y'all come and say, "Do you think Alabama makes it farther than Kentucky?" Be honest. I say no, and I'm an Auburn fan, but I'm biased, as they say. Always will be.
It depends.
So I'm waiting for Chloe to pop in here and pop you with that one.
Yeah, she's coming with it. That's what I wanted. And what's Miss Linda? Yeah, Miss Linda, go ahead and chime in too.
Josh, yes, they will.
Who will? Alabama? I can't. Hold on. I'm going to look at these
There's
comments.
a little comments tab you can.
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up now.
I know you're new to this, but I mean, there's a comments tab.
Yeah, but I can't see y'all. Hold on. Yeah, I can't see y'all.
He says yes, Alabama will go farther.
Who, Josh? Hold on, let me.
Yep.
Josh, you remember that because I want you to come on back onto this podcast when Alabama loses, doesn't even make it to the Sweet 16, so I can say what I got to say to all y'all out there.
So Ken, are you saying they're going to be one and done?
I'm saying Alabama. Look, I'm going on the record to say this. There has been 2 16 seeds beat a 1.
Sure. Let's look at
what
the 16.
There's been 1 16, and I'm going to tell you this: depending on the draw of Alabama tomorrow, they could be number 2. Because I've been watching. There is a number 16 seed, and I know this is kind of bad to say, but I've been praying Alabama gets them so I can watch them lose.
There's not a 16 seed in the country that can beat Alabama.
You want to?
Nope.
Okay. Y'all
And
said this.
here.
So here's the thing. Next Saturday night, when we get on this podcast and Alabama's out of the tournament because they lost to a 16 seed, every one of y'all that are out there doubting me that this could happen, y'all's hashtag has to be, I was wrong, and a 16 beat a 1. I have no faith in Alabama.
The only way that's going to happen is if every player on that team breaks their leg before the game.
Okay, I'm glad you think that, George. Let me tell you this, George. Let me tell you this. Chris, I've said it since along. There's 2 things about Alabama that everybody needs to know. They've only made good. Hold on, no. They've never made the Final Four. They've only made the Elite 8 once. They've made the Sweet 16 3 times. And the rest of the time they've been in them 20-something times they've been in March Madness, they've exited round 64 or round 32. Now, like I said 2 months ago before George started, like I said 2 months ago before George got on this, when I first started, Alabama has not proved herself. If Alabama can make it past the Sweet 16, then I will believe in them. But as of 20-something times in March Madness, you've been to the Elite 8 once. You've been to the Sweet 16 like 3 times. The rest of the time you rejected in the first weekend.
You might do it.
Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt has better stats.
Kenneth, calm down.
Yeah.
I'm going to remind you, wasn't it just in 2021 that Alabama was in the Elite 8?
Wow, one time. And what happened to
them? They lost in overtime to UCLA that played in the national championship.
That's the only time they've been there, buddy.
Okay.
Kind of sad.
Okay.
I'm just
you've been to March Madness, the 3rd or 4th team in the SEC, the most.
Here it is right here.
Yeah.
Here it is right here. Let me tell you what
no Final Four. Never.
We're going to find out tomorrow. However, Alabama right now is projected to either play TAMU, CC, or Howard as a 16 seed or as a number 1 seed. That's who they're going to be playing.
And Howard can.
If they go one and done, if they go one and done and they lose to either one of those teams, I'm telling you, every player either has to get sick with COVID, they have to either break their leg, or they got to miss the bus.
Who's the 8-9 in that group? Who's the 8-9 in that group?
You didn't say that.
Maryland,
you said they're going to lose
Virginia.
to a 16.
Hold on. What?
Maryland and West Virginia.
Oh, like I said, Chris, Alabama exit the first weekend. of slate. You can go ask Matt. You can go ask Michael. I've been saying this for months now. Alabama's going the first weekend. So the first number one seed gone.
Okay, we get it. You don't like Alabama. You don't think they're going to. We can't keep discussing the same thing over and over again.
But you know what I do hope, though, Chris? I do hope Vanderbilt makes at least the Sweet 16 to Elite 8. If y'all get in.
I hope they get in because that'll be tied with the most teams in the.
I hope we put 6 teams in the Elite 8.
I'm not going to call them out, but there's a specific entity on Twitter, and you may catch some flashbacks of this week. If we don't get in, you'll see me going at them. But
I know, I already seen it.
My hope is that they get in, and we do make a run where I can remind them every day, we don't deserve it. We don't deserve it. We don't deserve it. We're in the Elite 8. We didn't deserve to get in because this one entity has been on my nerves for 2 weeks.
He's been on you. He's been on you.
Yep.
I know who it is.
And let me remind you, it's the guy that runs the account. Him and his girl are both Arkansas fans.
Oh, I thought you were talking about somebody else.
No, there's a specific account.
Oh, so hold on, Chris. I thought you was. I don't want to say his name, but I thought you was talking about. You know who I'm talking about here in just a minute. He's a Vols fan.
No.
His little comment.
No.
Oh, you're not gonna get him?
No.
Why? After what he said to you?
Because I have private chats with him.
Oh.
Where he literally tells me that they deserve to be in.
Oh. So he plays hard one way and then okay, I see.
He's just calling he's just supporting the other entity and saying that based on the way the tournament is drawn out now, where net is a large factor in it, that Vanderbilt's not going to get in.
I hope y'all do. I really do.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
If they put, I'm gonna say this: if they put Mississippi State in above Vanderbilt, there's a problem.
Oh.
If they put Auburn in above Vanderbilt, there's a problem.
Auburn's going to come in at 8 or 9. We already know this.
And I
no less than 11.
Come on, man, let me talk. And I know this is going out to Kentucky Big Blue Nation. But if they put Kentucky in over Vanderbilt, there's a problem with the selection process. And I'm not saying that to be ugly or to talk smack, but when you beat a team 2 out of 3 times, it kind of tells me you're deserving. So, and that's not taking a shot at Kentucky. I think Kentucky deserves to be in.
Yeah. Us beating Kentucky in Rupp helped us. So, I mean, it should absolutely help you. And I agree entirely.
Here's the problem with the net. 12 days ago, we were number 84 in the net. We've beaten Kentucky twice
in
those 12 days. We've beaten Mississippi State. Who else did we beat?
Auburn.
No, we didn't play Auburn.
No, that was before the 12 days. You're right.
But
ain't y'all net 30 now?
But no, as of this morning, we were 79. We've gone up 5 spots, beating Kentucky twice in a week.
That's a net ranking.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's stupid. No, it's the RPI y'all jumped up in.
Yeah, RPI we're 30th.
Yeah, net. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I knew one of them y'all was 30th. I seen it today.
So, but anyway, we will be back on here on Monday night to reveal our brackets and reveal our little side competition that we're going to have going on. There's a good possibility that we may even, if we have enough interest on Monday night, we may even do a ESPN bracket challenge and list it under 2nd to None, where people can join our group and compete against us. I think it'll be fun to do. And if you're interested in that, just let us know when we get on here Monday night. And if that's something everybody wants to do, we'll do it. So,
Chris, I already have the fantasy thing.
yeah, we've all done ESPN brackets.
I'm talking about I already have mine. I already have mine brung up and just waiting for him to reveal.
How can you bring it? How can you put it out and it's not even announced yet?
No, I'm just saying I have it on the app ready to go. So as soon as they reveal it, I can fill it in.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh.
But if we're going to do a 2nd to none, you want to go ahead and just create it and send everybody the thing?
Well, I'll put a group out there.
Yeah.
We'll get Michael. Once Michael gets situated, we'll get him to post it on a 2nd to none page like Twitter or something. So
I'll post it on mine. I'll post it out on mine too.
Yep.
Talking about Twitter.
I'm probably going to be in multiple groups doing that this year.
Talking about Twitter, all y'all out there, I officially, thanks to Chris, I have the Southern Boys Sports Auburn page on Twitter. Go look it up and follow it.
And if y'all didn't know, I'm the Southern Boys Sports Vanderbilt rep. So if y'all do the Twitter thing, hit us up, give us a follow, and we'll follow you back. We're not actually officially associated with our schools, but it's basically a team page where we share scheduling stuff, coaching announcements, recruiting stuff, just general overall chit chat. So really a neat thing to be part of on Southern Boys. And that's how I got hooked up with 2nd to None and Variety Sports Network, which, by the way, while I'm at it, we want to throw out our sponsors. And I want to, let me see, where's it at? It takes me just a minute to get there. Here we go. One of the sponsors of this show is Row One Brand. If you're into authentic sportswear, that's your ticket. And if you use the code on your screen, VSP15, you get a 15% discount on your purchase, on your first purchase. So if you want to get yourself some authentic sportswear, that is the place to go. I want to thank Row One Brand for sponsoring this. And I want to give a shout out to our platform provider, which is Variety Sports Network. You can find us on YouTube at Variety Sports Network or Variety Sports Collegiate. You can also find us at 2nd to None on YouTube. Go give us a like and a follow and a subscription. We'd greatly appreciate that. And for that, for Kenneth and George, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and we'll see you Monday night.
Monday night.
Monday night it is.